Alright guys, I want you to know the video we're about to watch, it is not my original content. We're going to review a video that I had seen. It belongs to OK Tricks. It is not my original video or my original content. Welcome in guys. So I was scrolling on the old YouTube, looking at gaming stuff, a few games that came out this year, just scrolling, came across this video. And it was talking about the new games coming out. So I figured, let's do a review of it. Let's watch it together, see what we think. The original creator to the video that we're about to watch, channel will be in the description. Please go give him a like, subscribe. I thought he did a really good job. So without further ado, let's get to this video.
2026 is coming in hot, and the gaming world is about to explode. Massive worlds, insane graphics, long-awaited sequels, and the kind of hype you can feel in your bones. These are the biggest upcoming games of 2026, and trust me, you're not ready for what's coming.
Who's ready for the gaming market in 2026? Is it going to disappoint us, or is it going to be on point? I know there's a few games that I'm really ready for to come out in 2026. We'll see if they are. The Game Awards are coming up. We'll see if they announce them.
Grand Theft Auto 6 just took a sharp turn nobody expected. After months of hype, record-breaking trailers, and the triumphant return of neon-drenched Vice City, soaked in crime, grit, and that unmistakable rockstar attitude, the studio finally confirmed the news. The game is officially delayed to November 19, 2026 on PlayStation 5 and Xbox. But Rockstar...
So as long as there's no more delays, I think this will be the best game that comes out in 2026. I think this game's going to shatter records for sales. I hope, my thing with this game is I hope that with all the delays, all the hype, all the wait, we've been waiting for so long for this game that it's not a shit show. There's not a bunch of bugs. I hope that it was worth the wait. I don't mind waiting. Give me a finished product. And I've, with a lot of games, it's push it out. It's not a finished product to make the customers happy. Screw that. Wait. Get it right. We'll wait. Get it right. Publish it. Send it out when it's right.
made it clear they need more time to finish the game with the level of polish you expect. And honestly, with a project of this scale, an enormous open world, cutting-edge tech, and that's...
Look at the graphics in this. This almost looks real. If this is how the graphics are, this is going to be insane.
Signature Rockstar obsession with detail, the extra year likely means a cleaner, tighter, bigger final product. The wait stings, sure. But knowing how Rockstar operates, this delay probably means Vice City will come back louder, wilder, and more refined than anything the series has delivered before.
She tried to make my world the way she thought.
I also like that too, that they're going back to the Vice City. I can only imagine people that really play this game, once it comes out on PC, the kind of mods that they're going to do to this game.
Well, look.
Ill burst onto the horror scene with the kind of raw, unsettling presence that sticks with you long after you've looked away. Revealed in full force during Summer Game Fest 2025, this first-person action horror drops you into a remote, claustrophobic research fortress where something unnatural has taken hold. Grotesque mutants stalk the corridors, unstable, unpredictable.
I kind of like the theme and how gory and messed up these monsters look in this one. Once again, it's a trailer, so we know how trailers can be. They can make a trailer look amazing. Doesn't mean the game's going to be. But I do like the look of this one. I am a sucker for zombie games, so we shall see.
Creatures that move with disturbing realism thanks to a detailed dismemberment system, weighty physics and audio design meant to crawl under your skin. Combat is brutal and unforgiving. Guns kick hard, weapons need maintenance, and you constantly juggle ammo, modifications, inventory management, and crafting just to survive one more encounter.
I don't know. I'll have to see more. Game got me kind of interesting. I didn't even know about this game until I watched this, so I'm going to have to watch a little bit more on this. Maybe I'll go out of my way, and depending on the price range of this, and maybe I'll play this. This looks like a pretty damn good game.
Chrono Odyssey still sends chills through the genre, an MMORPG that aims bigger and more boldly than most titles dare. Set in the vast, dangerous realm of Cetera, you wield the Chronotector, an ancient artifact that lets you twist time, reshape combat flow, and manipulate entire timelines. The world responds to you. Ecosystems shift.
I played Chrono Trigger, and I know the fan base for this game is very, loyal, very, fanatic. So, I think the hype behind this game, they better get this one right. This is one of those ones, like GTA 6, they better get it right. I have a feeling if they don't get it right from launch, it's going to die really fast. This is a very popular series.
Enemies adapt, and action combat lets you combine multiple weapon classes in dynamic battles. The idea is to create a fantasy world that feels alive, unpredictable, and constantly changing. Originally aiming for a Q4 2025 release across PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox, the developers have pushed the game into 2026, using the extra time to overhaul combat.
I'd say, once again, the graphics of gaming these days are insane. It is crazy what they can do with video games these days.
Refine visuals, boost performance, and integrate feedback from early testing. State of Decay. 3 is still deep in development, and at this point there's no official release date in sight. Storefronts continue to list it as to be announced. Yet behind the scenes, the picture whispering it could even drift into 2027. What's clear is that Undead Labs, now backed by Xbox Game Studios, is building the most ambitious entry in the franchise.
See, this is another one, I've heard of the games before, I've never played it, so I don't know much about it. Looks like another zombie game. I don't know much about this one.
Launching on PC and Xbox, and with permadeath remains a core pillar, but community building, survivor management, and long-term progression are being pushed further than ever.
Survivor management. That's something I love when they can do stuff like that, where they really push the boundaries of games, where you really have to be more realistic. To making sure you're taking medicine, making sure you're eating, making sure you're putting the right wounds on, that that you actually have to take care of wounds and stuff. I love that when they do that with games. That's a big bad motherfucker.
The Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake is still alive, but only just. After switching from Aspyr to Saber Interactive, the project entered a long, uncertain phase filled with delays and silence. Recent leaks, including props, weapons, and clips from an early third-person prototype, likely come from the now-cancelled Aspyr version.
I won't be getting this game. I guess when it pops out, I'll listen for it, but I have never been a fan of the Star Wars games. Not since early games. Most of these just disappoint me ever in the last 10 15 years. I'm just not a fan of them. I love the movies, not a fan of the games.
Those glimpses revealed ambitious ideas, modular weapons, classic vibroblades, which only adds to the haze surrounding the game's future. What exists now is a remake still standing, but suspended somewhere between reinvention and uncertainty. A legendary RPG waiting for the moment it can emerge again with clarity.
Okay, question for you guys. Who, as a child, wanted a lightsaber? Like, that has seen this, like, what, like, is that not one of the coolest weapons of all times? Like, I remember dreaming what I would do with the lightsaber. Like, I think the lightsaber is one of the greatest weapons of all times.
Games that tries to pull you straight into the chaos of real modern warfare. Not through spectacle, but through raw, grounded intensity. Already available in early access on PC, the game recreates the brutal 2004 Battle of Fallujah, putting you in the boots of a Marine fire team, while also...
I love games like this. And this is definitely... I was going through Steam. I think it's out on Steam right now. The demo version. This is definitely a game that I will be checking out. I don't know too much about, like, first person shooter, like, is it gonna have what modes it's gonna have, but I will definitely be checking this game out because I'm a huge war fighter game, especially with story mode in it.
So letting you see the conflict from the eyes of Iraqi civilians caught in the crossfire. It's a tactical, close-quarters experience built on tension, room clearing, and the constant uncertainty of urban combat. Since its early access launch, the developers have continued to refine the core systems, with the 2025 player experience upgrade, improving Fireteam AI controls, and tightening the overall feel. Reactions remain mixed. Some players praise the ambition and authenticity, while others point to clunky aiming, questionable AI, and the lack of promised console versions.
Who's there? Step out! Salim, that's sick!
So just think, you know, you have this Marine, you're amped up, you know, you got all this adrenaline going through, you kick that door down and it's like family of 4. And I'm talking to the dad, I'm like, dude, like, why are you still...
Annihilation came out of nowhere and suddenly became one of the most intriguing fantasy projects on the horizon. Its new gameplay trailer at the...
Immediately, phenomenal backlighting. Phenomenal, like, this game looks phenomenal, like, just seeing this pop. Look at that dragon, look at the details.
2025 Xbox partner preview hit with force, showcasing a world where mythic fantasy collides with eerie, surreal horror. You play as Gwendolyn, capable of summoning spectral knights from the Round Table and fighting alongside them using the game's distinctive dual frontline battle system. The trailer's highlight is a stunning boss battle inside a twisted, mirror-folded realm, where Gwendolyn teams up with Sir Lamorak to take on the witch Tyranno, in a shifting, dreamlike arena that blends medieval magic with uncanny, otherworldly energy.
Going off the trailer, I get it, but I think this game, it's gonna be pretty fucking awesome.
Has condemned this man.
Of Greed brings the sneaky goblin back into the shadows with a renewed vengeance. This new entry in the stealth-focused series goes all in on everything fans love about Styx. Invisibility tricks, mischievous clones, environmental traps, and that sly, almost theatrical approach to infiltration. Early gameplay from 2025 shows a world designed for verticality and freedom, letting you glide, grapple, climb, and slither through intricate levels packed with multiple paths and hidden routes. Dynamic, with environments reacting to your choices and enemies requiring careful observation and...
Yeah. Let me know what you think down in the comments, but this game does not get me excited.
Clever improvisation.
Just remember, kids.
Greedfall 2. The Dying World has made a surprisingly strong comeback after a shaky early access launch. Positioned as both a sequel and a prequel, the story begins on the island of Tyr Freighty, where your character, a native, is kidnapped and dragged to the old continent. From there, you're caught in a swirl of political tension, cultural conflict, and plague-ravaged lands.
They die in appalling content to destroy everything, to kidnap and kill my people, and we're the ones that...
Ashfall stands as one of those post-apocalyptic MMO shooter hybrids that could either be a breakout success or collapse under its own ambition. And right now, it's sitting at that tantalizing maybe stage. Set after a devastating AI-driven war that wiped civilization clean, you emerge from humanity's underground vaults as a wanderer in search of the elusive core of creation, a key to restoring the world. The game mixes looter-shooter action with RPG depth, offering 9 distinct combat styles. Dual-wielded machine guns, stealth approaches, high-precision sniper builds, shaping the wasteland into a shared survival space rather than a lonely trek.
Once again, just not a game I think I'm going to get too much into. I'm really
Alcahest is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing dark fantasy immersive RPGs in development. A gritty medieval world where every swing, every potion, and every decision feels heavy and meaningful, turning the world itself into a weapon.
Can we just appreciate how brutal that shit was? Head clean off.
Enemies off cliffs, detonate explosive barrels, combine stealth with sorcery, or create chaotic chain reactions that shift the entire battle in a heartbeat. The environments lean hard into Dark Age atmosphere. Misty forests, grim villages, weather-beaten castles, and dirt-covered roads, all rendered with a rough, grounded realism. Ferocious is ready to throw you onto a savage island filled with dinosaurs, mercenaries, and natural hazards when it launches on December 4th, 2025 for PC. But this isn't just another survival FPS, its standout mechanic gives you the ability to control dinosaurs. Using a special device, you can command these prehistoric beasts to ambush enemies, clear paths, or create distractions in the middle of tense firefights. The island itself is a volatile ecosystem. Dense jungles, ancient ruins, shifting weather, aggressive wildlife, and hostile factions constantly collide to create dynamic encounters. You'll scavenge resources, craft tools, customize weapons, and fight through a world that never stops pushing back.
Can we just give some appreciation to this guy that's doing this video? His editing is awesome. He's doing a great job. His analysis is awesome.
Pioneer is finally approaching its long-awaited launch, a massive open-world post-apocalyptic FPS with MMO and survival elements, set on a Soviet-era island twisted by anomalies, mutants, and fractured factions. Pioneer, you carve your own path: mercenary, explorer, scavenger, or loyalist. The world spans over 50 square kilometers above ground, not counting its labyrinthine underground zones, and survival systems tied to hunger, rest, and scavenging. Crafting goes deep, allowing you to build equipment using anomaly-charged materials, while weapons feature modular upgrades and rarity tiers that genuinely change performance. Still, Follow the Light takes a quieter, more emotional route. A single-player, first-person narrative adventure built on mood, atmosphere, and a sense of loss. You play as Will, a lighthouse keeper stranded in the unforgiving northern seas after a disaster tears apart his home and takes his son. With nothing left but determination and the light to guide you, you set off across frozen waters, barren islands, and abandoned outposts, traveling by boat, on foot, and even by dog sled. The environments, crafted in Unreal Engine 5, capture the stark beauty of the North. Icy storms, desolate coastlines, lonely wooden structures, and haunting.
Sometimes the environments in games can make or break the game alone. If you feel so, what's the word I'm thinking? Just engulfed into it, like it feels real, like you could imagine being there, and that's exactly how it would be. It just makes the immersion in the game so much better.
Stillness. The game focuses on exploration, puzzles, and emotional storytelling rather than combat, creating a meditative journey through grief, memory, and the thin boundary between hope and desperation. Industria 2 continues the eerie alternate dimension saga of the first game, pulling you deeper into a parallel world filled with industrial machinery, boreal wilderness, and a hostile AI that twists metal and flesh into terrifying forms. You return as Nora, navigating through abandoned structures, machine-infested corridors, and snow-covered landscapes while trying to unravel the mystery of this reality and the intelligence that haunts it. The game blends narrative adventure with immersive sim interaction, physics-based puzzles, crafting, diegetic inventory systems, weapon upgrades, and careful resource management. Combat leans toward horror, oily dismemberment, robotic body horror, and encounters that demand precision rather than chaos.
Industria 2 will be playable at Gamescom.
Reanimal pulls you into a twisted, nightmarish world where reality seems to be rotting from the inside out. This horror adventure blends survival tension with cinematic platforming. following a brother and sister
That's
trying to
different.
escape a corrupted island world while searching for their missing friends. You move between boat segments and on-foot exploration, navigating eerie forests, collapsing structures, and grotesque landscapes where every shadow feels alive. The monsters you encounter aren't just threats, they're manifestations of the island's sickness, twisted shapes that stalk you through darkness and fog. Reanimal wants you to feel the dread of every step forward, the burden of protecting your family, and the despair of a world slowly devouring itself. High on Life 2 doubles down on everything that made the first game such a wild ride,
Okay.
but bigger,
I love
stranger,
the
and
color.
even more chaotic. You team up once again with a new roster of talking alien guns, each packed with attitude and ridiculous personality, turning firefights
Sometimes like the dark, realistic games like that are awesome. Sometimes these fantasy, colorful, out of the ordinary, just nothing you would normally think of type of games are pretty fucking awesome.
into a non-stop comedic performance. The game expands the universe with fresh planets, new biomes, new
Look at that. It just looks fun to play.
enemies, and even a skateboard that becomes part of your movement and combat rhythm. It's an FPS blended with action-adventure and light Metroidvania elements, meaning new weapons and abilities unlock previously unreachable areas across the
This
galaxy.
looks awesome.
Launching on February 13th, 2026 for PC, PlayStation
one,
5,
yeah,
and
this one-
Xbox,
this one's
and
good.
available on Game Pass from day
This one of
one.
the best ones I've
The
seen
sequel
so far.
promises the same absurd humor, sci-fi weirdness, and stylish alien mayhem, only now with even more toys to play with and even more trouble to cause. Cthulhu. The cosmic abyss sinks you straight into the heart of Lovecraftian terror, not with jump scares, but with slow-burning dread that gnaws at your sanity.
See, I don't know much about
You play as an
I
occult
never-
investigator named Noah, tasked with exploring the sunken nightmare city of Relie, a place where geometry breaks, whispers crawl through the water, and reality unravels the deeper you go. Launching April 16th, 2026 on PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox, the game focuses on psychological horror and cosmic unease. The environments shift between submerged ruins, impossible architecture, and dreamlike voids that question your senses. Instead of run-and-gun combat, gameplay leans into exploration, investigation, puzzles, sanity mechanics, and branching choices that alter the flow of your descent.
What the hell happened here? This is
City
strange.
Car Driving 2.0 aims to be one of the most realistic driving simulators on the market. A complete recreation of everyday driving with accurate physics, functional gearboxes, traffic laws, dynamic weather, and lifelike
That's
city
cool.
flow. Built to train
That's
both new
super
and
cool. Hold on. These are niche type games. The simulator type games. But if they're done right, they can be just as exciting as any game out there. They really can. They can glue you in. If they do this one right, I will be very anticipated to check this one out. Because, like I was saying earlier in the video, I believe, the more realistic a game is, the more it draws me in. I do like the fantasy game, like I said, every once in a while, but the more realistic a game gets, the more it really, like, I want to play it, I want to try it.
experienced drivers, it focuses on awareness, precision, and real-world conditions rather than arcade action. Development has hit multiple delays. Originally pushed toward November 2025, the team later confirmed a new target of April 2026.
I'm okay when games do that. You know, how do I word this? I don't want a game to think short-sighted, long-term. Always think expansion, think more. Think that your game's going to pop off, so you're going to have to put more content out. I love that train of thought.
Shadow Man: Dark Age Legacy brings the legendary name back into the spotlight with a fresh story about a new wielder of the Shadow Man mantle, Jack Boniface. As a walker between two worlds, the living realm and the hellish dead side, Jack battles both cultists and grotesque demonic beings while unraveling a tale that stands on its own, separate from earlier games and comic arcs. The gameplay revolves around visceral melee combat, exploration, and the ability to shift between live side and dead side. That duality isn't just thematic. It shapes puzzles, enemy behavior, and environmental obstacles. Some paths open only in one realm, others twist depending on your state. There's also a light RPG progression system, letting you develop skills, unlock new abilities, and gradually evolve your powers as Shadow Man. Fable is returning as a full-scale reboot, a modern revival of...
Boom! That's that right there. I'm excited for. Sorry guys, I'm super excited right now. They have been remaking all these games. It's about time that they remade Fable. Fable, the original game, was top 15, top 20 game of all time, in my opinion.
Albion, crafted by Playground Games and powered by the Forza Tech engine, giving the fantasy world a level of visual fidelity and scale the series has never seen before. Originally expected to arrive in 2025, the game was pushed to 2026, giving the team more time to polish this new vision. The reboot promises a fresh take on the classic Fable charm, the wit, the humor, the fairy tale meets fantasy attitude, but all rebuilt for a new generation. You can expect lush forests, whimsical villages, magical creatures, and that iconic moral playground design the series is known for. It's still Fable at heart, a world where your choices matter and your actions shape the story. But now, with next-gen tech behind every tree, spell, and character expression.
I love that. That's, yes.
She's
yes,
back.
Yes. That's a 10 out of 10.
I knew this one hero. I took her in when she had nowhere else to.
I'm going to fix it. This place. And no one.
Marvel, 1943. Rise of Hydra throws superheroes into the harsh reality of World War II, delivering a story-driven action-adventure from Skydance New Media. Instead of modern-day cities, the narrative unfolds in occupied Paris, where shadows stretch long and conflict is everywhere. You play as multiple iconic figures. Steve Rogers as Captain America, Azuri, the 1940s Black Panther, member of the Howling Commandos. Built on Unreal Engine 5, the game aims for cinematic storytelling, dynamic action, and high-end visuals that capture both the beauty and brutality of wartime Europe. Though originally planned for early 2026,
look at the Captain America. Looks so real. This one looks good. I've always been a big Marvel guy, so this one looks really good.
Development hit delays, and now the release is set for some time beyond that window, with no new date announced. Intergalactic. The Heretic Prophet marks Naughty Dog's bold leap into a brand new sci-fi universe, their first original IP in years. You play as Jordan A. Moon, a bounty hunter stranded on the isolated planet Semperia, a world cut off from cosmic contact for centuries. Beneath its retro-futuristic style lies a dense web of lore centered around a mysterious criminal syndicate and a fictional religion that shapes the planet's culture and conflict. The game is described as Naughty Dog's most expansive and creative project yet, blending action-adventure gameplay with philosophical themes about faith, identity, and isolation. The world draws inspiration from anime aesthetics and cultural sci-fi design, mixing vibrant artistry with grounded character drama. Subnautica 2 expands the series into a new alien ocean world, a fresh underwater planet filled with uncharted biomes, strange ecosystems, and unknown dangers. Built on Unreal Engine 5, the sequel promises advanced visuals and more complex underwater environments that feel...
I feel like some of the best games are being taken over by that Unreal Engine 5. I think some of the best games I've played have been on that.
alive and unpredictable. The biggest shift is the addition of co-op multiplayer for up to 4 players, allowing groups to explore the depths together, build bases, survive harsher conditions, and uncover the mysteries of the ocean as a team. It still keeps the heart of Subnautica, the sense of wonder, isolation, and discovery, but adds a shared survival experience that opens new possibilities. New creatures, new hazards, new technology, and new survival mechanics all make this sequel feel both familiar and refreshingly different, offering a deeper dive into the alien unknown. Mortal Shell 2 arrives as a standalone sequel that pushes the series into a larger and more ambitious form. Announced in mid-2025, it builds on the original's punishing combat and unique shell-swapping mechanic, but expands the world dramatically. Expect more than 60 dungeons, a greater variety of regions, and a stronger emphasis on exploration. One of the biggest gameplay changes is the removal of the stamina bar, shifting combat toward precision, timing, and breaking enemy defenses, which makes every fight faster, more fluid, and more brutal. Weapon customization and shell progression are deeper, letting you evolve your playstyle through gear, abilities, and unique shell attributes. Mortal Shell 2 aims to keep the gritty, unforgiving spirit of the first game while giving players far more freedom to carve their own path through its harsh, beautifully ruined world.
The soundtrack.
Child.
Oh, yes. Alright guys, so what do we think? What game on that list are you most anticipated for? You know, I would have to say the Fable remake for me. That, or the Fallujah game. Grand Theft Auto, yeah, but to me, I think those two, it'd be those two, then Grand Theft Auto 6. The Fable one really gets me excited. That one really gets me excited. What games you think are going to be good? Which ones are going to be trash? Any games that they might have missed on this, let me know. Please like, subscribe, comment, share if you like the video. If not, I appreciate you just watching. Have a wonderful day.